Basically, we started, I think it's like in year 2015, and we started with one unit which is located inside Street Key Mall here. We started with antiques collections. So the founder Ming, what he planned is like to feature his own private collection, and then from there try to get to know more private collectors that has interest in like collecting all these China's antiques, all these things in that time. So what he did is like he featured some of his own collection that he supported from artist exhibitions. Sometimes he visit exhibition, so he'll grab a few pieces. So from there, it seems like those smaller artwork can sell, and then slowly it's like there's a few more like artists from his connection is like talking about, hey, your space is quite nice, and eventually we start to feature more and more artists artwork. And but the thing is that I believe you all know, when it comes to like art gallery, we need more walls, we need a lot of walls. So so over there we are basically it's like run out of space already, so we need extra space. So that's how we got another lot, second lot. So for that second lot, because we don't have any decorative or any antiques to showcase on that second lot, so what we do is like we feature all artwork, but over there is like more bigger size. But that space is quite small, so we can't really run any function in a proper way, you see. So eventually there's more and bigger artwork is coming in already, so again we need more walls. So that's how we got this current space here. And this is the space where we run function normally, and we feature what you call that artwork by because when it comes to this artwork, yeah, I believe you all noticed there's a few galleries and we are all friends. But the thing is that all of us, we do different kind of what you call that genre. So for our style here, this gallery is actually more on established artists, whereby they feature those bigger pieces. But here for this show, Kecik-kecik show, is a collaboration. Now, we believe that art is actually it's very unique. Each piece is very unique. It's about creativity. It's about innovation. Our plan is actually to work with artists that they are really serious with their art. We wanted artwork that we feature is a really serious artwork. That artists that they really put effort in, and they know what they do, and they must know what they are doing. Then it's much more easier for us to promote, to talk to our clientele, like what this artwork is all about and why they do it this kind of way.
So Kecik-kecik started about a decade ago back in KL Annex Gallery. So it was hosted by Day Art Studio. Among a group of friends, we tried to feature our own works among our friends. So there was about a handful of 10 to 20 of us, mostly coming from a graffiti background. So having no platform to support the graffiti scene, so we just tried out a small scale group show, hence we name it Kecik-kecik in a sense. So back then it was started with 1 feet by 1 feet because it was a small space and we wanted to cram everything inside and everybody inside. It only lasted for 3 series before it slowly faded out in a way. So other than Kecik-kecik, there was a support for photography show as well. We call it Click-click. Model wise, it's very much the same, except for the size. We kind of expanded into 2 feet rather than the previously 1 feet size. Apart from being oversized, we try to think of logistic as well, because most participants are from KL, like collective from Titik Merah and other groups as well. Most of the participating artists, they already reach a certain minimum size of their practice. But when it comes to logistic and technical support for a show like this, we tend to keep it smaller in a way.
Initially, I was kind of a bit worried when we are talking about this Kecik-kecik show, because as you can see, even there are some artwork which is not even 1 foot by 1 foot. So, so I was kind of a bit worried. We used to display quite big, quite huge artwork. Even there are some that we display is like 7 by 6. So it's really huge. But the thing is that I think everything is like turned out quite well. and really thanks to Bibichun again, because basically he's the one like arranging most of the, hanging, like displaying all this artwork. And yeah, actually, I think the feedback is quite positive lah. I mean the outcome, how it turned out. So it's like a small size artwork doesn't mean like it's only meant for small wall. So it depends on how you hang it. I mean how you display the artworks. So that makes a lot of difference in it. Actually, right after everything is up on the wall, on the night itself, there's a few clients came, and I'm talking about actual clients that they did make some purchase of art from our site here before. Because Ming Fine Art, we never carry this kind of image before. So their mindset is always like, it's always the legends, all those like, and then this space is like not really upcoming, because they know some of the upcoming artworks is like in another second and the first space, the one that I've talked about just now. So they came and checked, and so basically I was in a kind of a state whereby I need to justify to them, although they are my client, but I need to justify to them like why this space we transform to this kind of thing. Art should be very unique, so it's for everyone to enjoy, and it's not only meant for one kind of style, you see. So I can say the feedback is kind of shock lah for them.
Yes, it's a bit difficult for this kind of show to be showcased, because like Alvin said, gallery like Ming or other commercial gallery, they wouldn't want to take a risk like this because it will affect their clients' sales and overall reputation and appearance of the gallery itself. But this time I'm very grateful that Ming Fine Art is willing to take up the risk, along with very, very supportive, helpful from PAD as well, and Hinbus together. So, yeah, I very much appreciate it. Basically, I was based in KL for 12 years before I moved to Penang. So most of the connection that I have are from KL, especially from Titik Merah and Rumah Terang before Titik Merah, because most of us sort of came through there in a sense. So when I came to Penang, there was few friends who came along as well. So hence we rented a space and we call it Rumah Studio. So ever since that, we've been in touch with Titik Merah, and we've been co-organizing and organizing shows together, both in KL and Penang. And mostly we've been working a lot with Hinbus. The last show that we did together was under curation of Shamin, the collective individuals. So there was 2 episodes, one in Penang, which is in Hinbus, and then the other one in Urban Skate House in KL. So that was kind of crucial time for us to really consider the whole dynamic of the group itself, whether are we collective or are we individually or are we something else. And then apart from that, there was Kayu and some shows in KL under Titik Merah's organization in a way, yeah. The variety actually came in very functional in a sense, because I mean, how can I put this? So when there's variety, there's more function to the group itself, rather than everybody sticking to one single particular function, which we won't end up going anywhere. Collaborative wise, yes, Penang has, Penang artists, they have been individually or smaller groups in the sense that they create their own activities or their own shows, but not so much compared to KL in a larger scale, where collective numbers are bigger and more solid in a way. That's my personal thought. One thing that I'm trying to achieve is to test the limit of the censorship and the duration of the censorship as well. But censorship has always been a very interesting topic for me. because they question about morality, they question about authority, they question about self-doubt, they question about guilt and everything else. And when we are in a public space, there's community involved. So in a democratic country, there's always concern of others people's interests as well. So when it comes to topic like this, it's very difficult to say who's right or wrong. Yeah, censorship is, how to say, it's very personal, I would say, as much as it would affect other people and yourself as well, and general interests.